No, that's better, isn't it? Hey, this is really interesting approach to this cue, and I very much like what you've done with it. Um, I think some of the moments in it are very delicious, really, really effective, and other moments could be. I think they need just a little bit of work. Overall, I think the music is very well written and niftily arranged. I think you could pay a little bit more attention to the emotion that it's conveying. Although having said that, there are some very lovely moments at 56 seconds and at 127. The sounds are great, lovely strings, lovely, lovely strings. And when they surge at 56 and at 127, it's a really sort of gorgeous triple Kleenex moment. And I'm very envious of your bassoon, especially when she's cleaning his glasses and it sort of squeaks. That's so realistic. The sound of the bassoon is really realistic. I think you, and also like the way that you've left a lot of space for the dialogue, which is obviously the cardinal rule for this kind of job, and so that's jolly well done. And you've punctuated the scenes very interestingly. The only reservations that I have are that the actual stops and starts are quite abrupt, and there's very long gaps between them, and the effect of this is to be a bit it's a little bit distracting, and you kind of don't quite get into the mood of the scene so much. I'm thinking that if you held it together with some kind of nice glue, like some harmonic trems or something like that, just something soft, just so that you feel the presence of the music there. Sorry, the sort of stop-start thing is absolutely perfect for things like dramedy or like comedy, where you want those kind of silences and the kind of unexpectedness, because it's really good part. That's really good comic writing. But for something like this, I think it needs to be just a bit more gentle on the listener, and so I think if you were able to hold it together, to glue it together with something out of the lovely armoury of sounds that you've got, it would be very effective. Let me just have a look and see if I've made any other notes I haven't covered. Obviously, I'd be very interested to hear what you do with it after this. I do particularly like the way that you've treated the sonic treatment of the instruments. You haven't swamped them in reverb; they're not drowning, and it can be quite difficult sometimes, I think, when you're writing to picture, because the sound track that you've got to work with, whether it's just dialogue or whether it's got effects on it, has its own space. And I often certainly find when I'm doing it, that the space that I put the instruments in can sound separate and separate the music from the scene. And I think that that's a pitfall that you've avoided, and you've done a really good job in making them sound like they belong together. So nice job with that. I think maybe if you just kind of got into the mood a little bit more and conveyed because the writing is very good and the arrangement is spot on, but just convey a little bit more of the emotion. I'd like to hear how that works out. I hope this helps. Okay.